What's up, everyone? Tedrick85 here, and welcome to Season 2 of my Brighton Hove Albion career mode here on FIFA 22. And we are going to start things off here by playing this Premier League opener at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. And you can probably see which Bournemouth must have beat Arsenal in the first game 2-1 because you can see Amdouni with 2 goals and Tierney with a goal. But another thing is, too, Blackburn Rovers is in the Premier League, which is nice to see. It would be awesome to see them in the Premier League in real life again. It's been over a decade since they've last been in the top flight of English football. But not only are we going to get into this game, I'm going to try to get at least to transfer deadline day. And there's going to be a Carabao Cup game here along the way. But I do want to play these games against Chelsea and Arsenal. Probably sim this game against Norwich. And then finish off the episode like that. But before we continue on, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. And before we get into the game against Chelsea, I do want to talk about what I've been doing off camera. And you can see we got about $50 million left in the budget, but our opening budget was $176.9, which is awesome. I mean, it's not a surprise since we did finish so high in the Premier League table. We did win the Carabao Cup. We were semi-finalists in the FA Cup, and then, of course, the third place finish means we are playing Champions League football, so we got that Champions League money that came in as well. Youth Academy, I'm not really focused on that because we are going to be focusing on Caleb Skinner, who is I think he's a left winger, right winger. He is a winger. He's going to be the one that's going to be doing this youth development one, which is playing him in 30% of the games. Within 2 seasons, I'm not even going to, even though it's medium priority, if anything, you can see at the end of last year, my average age was 24 point something. I actually made my team younger, so within 2 seasons, that's kind of out of my control, so I'm not too worried about that. Premier League, they want us to finish in a Europa League spot, which is 5th, but I don't necessarily care if I win the title again this year, which I didn't win it last year, but I don't really care if I go without winning the Premier League again this year, but next season I definitely do want to go for it. But having said that, if I win the Premier League, that's awesome. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I do want to clinch a Champions League spot again, which of course is top 4. FA Cup, they want us to reach a semi-final. I do want to win the FA Cup, so last year I won the Carabao Cup. This year I want to win the FA Cup. In Champions League, they actually want us to reach the semi-final, which I don't think our team is quite that good enough to reach that, to be honest. I was thinking either round of 16 or quarter-final, but we'll do what we can to at least reach the semi-final of that particular competition. But speaking of which, I did make a few transfers to start the season. I did not make any transfers at the end of last season. I just didn't have the money to do that. But I will show you these 3 signings. You can see Adrian Trufer, Ben White, and Mohamed Simakan. Now, those of you that know me knows that I don't go for any form of realism in these career modes. I'm just playing just for fun. I mean, this is a video game for crying out loud. But to be honest with you, you could look at any one of these 3 players and think that they would be Brighton signings in real life, especially Trufer. It just seems like he fits the mold for a Brighton and Hove Albion. But I ended up paying $28.5 million plus Alex Cochran, which I know I said at the end of the last episode, which was the season 1 finale, I was going to hold on to Cochran and move on Target. But the thing is Cochran was on an important squad role, whereas Target was only on a rotation. And I wanted the guy that's going to be least likely to whine about game time. And I do like Matt Target a lot more than Cochran. Cochran kind of, he took a while just to be trained as a left back, so, and Target is higher rated, so I decided to let Cochran go. Ben White ended up paying $45 million plus Virgil van Dijk. So Van Dijk is traveling to Spain, whereas Ben White came over here as part of a swap deal. And I did another swap deal for Simakan. I ended up giving Hertha Berlin Ostergaard plus 32.5. And the good thing about all of these 3 signings, too, is that all 3 of these guys were in the last year of the contract, so I was able to get them for a pretty decent deal. And luckily, the clubs that I went in for were able to accept my swap deals for them, the players I wanted to swap in, but You can see Evan Ferguson's going to Italy for the season at Hellas Verona. Roberts going to Mechelen on a permanent. Undov, last year's leading goal scorer, is off to loan for 27.7. Connolly will be my new backup striker, and then my 3 signings. So that's pretty much all the business that I'm doing this particular season. And you can see my starting lineup. I am going to be playing Skinner for this game because, like I said, Skinner is the guy that I have to fulfill that particular objective. And then I will put Seema in at some point. And you can see Connolly is my new backup striker. And you can see my backup team. Target is now my new backup left back. And Connolly in there. And you can see Skinner in there as well. He's got to be splitting time with Sarmiento. But we're going to take a look at a new look defense here pretty soon. I do want to look at the Premier League table. Blackburn, of course, is newly promoted. I think, was Bournemouth newly promoted, or were they here last year? And then, of course, Norwich. I think the 3 promoted teams were Bournemouth, Norwich, and Blackburn. Like I said, it's nice to see Blackburn in there because it's been over a decade since they last been in the Premier League in real life, and they are a team that I got used to seeing it when I started following the Premier League in the mid-90s. Of course, they did get relegated for a few years, and they came back, and I think it was the 2000-2001 season, and then they were able to stay up until about the beginning of the 2010s decade. So, but I think I've said enough here. Without further ado, we are going into this game against Chelsea. We ended last season with the game against Chelsea. As a matter of fact, we tried to prevent them from winning the title, but that ended up not being the case because Liverpool failed to beat Watford. But one thing I do have to say too before I get into this game, which I'm going to show you guys here. I know that's going to mess with Chelsea's lineup, but I really don't care. Is that Christian Eriksen is retiring at the end of the season, so I'm going to have to play him no matter what in the final game of the season, just so I don't have another repeat of the Florian Andone incident like I had at the end of this last season, which, of course, if you know, you know, but that whole thing still bothers me. But looks like they really didn't change their team all that much, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be going it no matter who they play. Clear skies here at Stamford Bridge to start off the season. But yeah, I'm hoping to at least finish at least third again, if not second, or even if I finish first, even if I win the Premier League, yeah, I'll be happy with that. Winning the Premier League is not a necessity yet this season. I will give it another season. And then, of course, next season, I do want to win the whole lot. So, and you see Luis Javier Suarez is a featured player.
What a story about to be written, and one that can
Fabio Vieira, wow. At the time of recording this, he is out on loan at Hamburg. By the way, I'm recording this on October 13th, so it's quite a bit of ways from when you guys are actually seeing this. And you can see the tifo. I guess we're not going to see the tifo of Petr Cech.
On the football calendar than opening day in the Premier League. It's Chelsea versus Brighton and Hove Albion.
Well, the atmosphere is...
Oh, what an opportunity!
There we go.
Oh, tremendous goal!
And Luis Javier Suarez scores the first goal of this Premier League season.
Wonderful to have that in your repertoire. So Chelsea
kind of want to get a bit involved here. Okay, I do see McAllister. I see Oh, that's not a good pass.
Might be a chance here.
Nice.
Yes, a goal! Exactly what they were looking for, and he's come up with it.
Okay, I do want to get Skinner a bit involved here, if I can. Come on. Okay, nice. Nice pass to oh, no.
Well,
Oh, that was good
under
defense by
pressure.
Chelsea, to be fair.
Not to be advised giving the ball away there. Oh, he looks threatening.
Oh, come on. That's not... Wow. I mean, that was Suarez
Well,
that
the
made
attack
that
fizzled
cross, but
out.
still. I was expecting better. Okay, Skinner, can you get on the score sheet?
Chances on.
Nice!
Goal! And it seems they're truly cruising to victory here.
Sad thing is, I'm going to end up... He's scoring here, and I'm going to end up subbing him off. So, what I'm going to do, I feel comfortable enough with that, so I'm going to go ahead and put Seamer in there.
Well, he wasn't going to waste this chance. 1v1 against the keeper, and he slots it away with great confidence.
And let's see, hopefully we can hang on to this. I know Chelsea typically comes back from 3-0 deficits. Hopefully that's not the case here, which we do hang on for the clean sheet. Caicedo and Kovalenko came on for Mwepu and Onana respectively. Newcastle beating Villa, nice to see. Crystal Palace dispatching of Norwich. But we're going to switch to a second team here, if the game will let me. And we are going to be playing... I'm not going to play Trost straight away. I'm going to put Sanchez in there. But yeah, this will be, of course, the beginning episode of each season. I have my commentary, but from the next episode through the halfway points, we are just going to have no commentary. And I am going to be going game by game here. It's going to be much like last season where I don't really skip a game here. At least not in this season anyways. Loan offer for Jackson King. Loan to buy from Huddersfield. Another team that plays in black and white stripes. I mean blue and white. I meant blue and white, not black and white. And we'll get to see a look at Connolly for the first time. So far, our new look defense is doing the job. But then again, I am playing with my second team, so... Okay, we reached an agreement with Huddersfield, 1 year. I'm going to go and accept that. He is the same overall as Skinner, so I probably could have used him instead of Skinner. But at the same time, I do want to check out Connolly, so... But we are going to go ahead. We're going to... Let me save. To see if we can inflict a second straight loss against Arsenal here at the Emirates. Partly clear skies. I don't want... I already played with my... Even though we are the away team, I kind of want to not... Because I am simming the next 2 games, so I do want to at least have our home kits on one of the games. And you can see Ostergaard there for Arsenal. Those are some of the most hideous kits Arsenal have ever worn. Rafinha playing as a center mid for reasons. Thiago Almada, Dominguez, Odegaard playing out wide. He really should be where Rafinha is, and Dominguez should be dropped back, and Odegaard should be in that cam spot, and the late Diogo Jota is up front. But we're going to get into this game. Yeah, this will be the last game I play in this episode. Like I said, I am going to be simming the... We should have a Carabao Cup. I'll be surprised if we don't. Maybe we won't. But at the very least, we'll be simming a game against Norwich. And our new backup striker, Aaron Connolly, is our featured player. I don't know why I can't speak today.
All eyes on Joel Matip. It's his debut today.
Oh, that's
and
an
we have it
interesting
live
signing.
for
He
you next
has to
on
be getting up in
EFTV.
age. And there's the tifo of Dennis Bergkamp in the background. I bet,
And a warm welcome on
even though it was
the
against my
present
team,
day of
Newcastle,
football here at
that
the
one
Emirates
goal he
Stadium
scored back in the
North
day
London.
was absolutely
And
incredible.
Ray positioned
And it is
for the
definitely one of the
gantry.
best
And
Premier League goals
the
I've ever seen
microphone
scored in the
is Stuart
competition.
Robson.
And
we've
if you
got
know, you
big
know.
action coming right up. It's Arsenal facing Brighton and Hove Albion.
Well, Derek, we can talk about coaches and their methods, but it's now down to the players. Which ones are going to stand out, who will affect the game, and who will have the greater desire?
Okay, I see Connolly. Can you get on the... Come on, Connolly. That's...
Could be. He's gone and found
Hmm.
Brilliant piece of finishing.
I mean, he scored, but that was a real sloppy way of going about it. I don't know how I feel about that.
So the game restarted by Arsenal.
And I
Awaiting
need to
call
change
for the
his
Arsenal
number,
players,
too.
perhaps. Can they
Oh,
construct
Hart!
a response?
Hart, yes, that was not a good first touch. Okay, well, oh wait, do we even care to get the ball?
Deserves credit for winning the ball back.
Oh, Miyagi, what? Why is it every time I go to cross the Skinner, freaking Miyagi has a freaking howler? Well, actually, it wasn't Miyagi the last game, it was, Matoma. What, did the Japanese have something against Caleb Skinner? I mean, seriously.
Well, a second goal for them
Okay,
here.
nice.
He's in behind.
Yeah, I need to change Connolly's number. Because he's not... I don't want him being 38. And I think Undov's number last year was... I think it was 14. So I may end up changing his number to 14. I might end up doing that here. Skinner... Oh, yeah, he went from a 65 to 66. So I'm going to put Sarmiento in there just to finish the game.
Well, as you can see, he's a great talent. What a run, what a goal, and what a player he is.
Okay, and they almost come back. I was talking about Chelsea coming back from 3-0 deficits. Arsenal almost do the same. Well, to be fair, Ferreira scored the second in stoppage time, it looks like. But we very nearly threw that one away. As Norwich beat Bournemouth. Okay, do we have a Carabao? I don't think we have a Carabao Cup game. I don't know if we do or not, but let me go ahead and put Trost in there. I'd be very surprised if we don't. Let me go ahead and save this real quick. Okay, looks like we don't. Okay. Looks like we won't be in the competition until round 3, it seems, so... Okay, King has been loaned out to Huddersfield. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sim this game with my strongest starting lineup. I'm going to go ahead and put... I'll put Sarmiento in there. And you can see I did give the captain's armband to Matoma. But we are going to go and sim to this game against Norwich. I would like to think our strongest starting lineup would beat the Canaries, though I don't know. I know I'm going to be going through every game, but I'm not going to be playing through every game. But hopefully we can get and leave the Amex here with all 3 points against newly promoted Norwich City. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, from the 3rd through the 9th, international duty. Connolly from Hertha, they want another one of their guys, which I'm going to go ahead and block that. That's not happening. And, yeah, it looks like we are going to be getting... Okay, let's see here. Okay, we are going to be starting off against Fleetwood Town in the Carabao Cup. And our Champions League opponents are going to be PSG, Wolfsburg, and Royal Antwerp. Okay, that's an interesting group. That is a group I do see us getting out of, so, but before I think about that, we gotta get through this. So, why do I get the feeling I'm gonna drop points here? But like I said, I can't be playing every game, so let's go ahead and quick sim this. Simicon's already up to an 85, Ben Waite's up to an 87. Suarez is up to an 85, Matoma's up to an 81. And we do get to 2-1 win. Connolly comes off the bench and scores. So it looks like I made the right decision in keeping Connolly. Why am I having a hard time saying Connolly? But I'm glad I kept Connolly in sold. Undov. But I'm gonna go... Okay, it looks like we are gonna go ahead and get at least through this. We still have got 10 more minutes yet. I do want to keep it at least half an hour. I don't want to end. I don't want this to be a real short episode. I want this to actually be... Which, Adeyemi went from Hertha to Atletico. That's a big deal. Okay, let's look at our business. Tanner Tessman and Lorenzo going to Blackburn. That's interesting for 22.3 million combined. And you can see our chance for business right there. Mark Gahey was actually a guy I was looking at bringing in, but when I saw that both Simicon and White were on the last year of the contracts, I would have been foolish to get that, which... Oh! If that was not part of a swap deal for somebody that I needed, I would actually jump on that, but no. If anything, I would have been more willing to lose Kovalenko for Romero than McAllister. There's no way I'm getting rid of McAllister. There's just no way. Oh, look at it. Look, they got Zemansky, Lukebar, Balas. I mean, they lost to Barrow and Ampadu, but that's not bad business. Where are they getting 208 million from? Well, I mean, they did sell like 120 million worth of players. Gertruda was another one that I was looking at. He as a possible starting right back, but center back. I would have converted him to center back, but I would have. He was not in the last year of his contract, and they were asking an astronomical amount for him. So, okay, transfer offer for. I tried to sell this guy multiple times. He just will not be sold. Hopefully, he'll go to the MLS. Okay, let's see. When's the international duty? From the 3rd through the 9th. Okay. And I am going to play with my second team. I am going to put Trost in there against Leeds. Is this at home? No, this is at not Carrow Road, Ellen Road. Carrow Road is Norwich. I got Norwich on the brain for some reason. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to play this game against Leeds. I'm going to end the episode there. And then at the beginning of the next episode, of course, up until halfway point, we'll not have any commentary. And the next episode, we'll be beginning our Champions League adventure against PSG. So, okay, hopefully we don't get anybody hurt. Oh, yeah. I might end up releasing him, to be honest. He just doesn't want to go anywhere. Okay, Partridge loan offer. We're going to delegate this. But we're going to go. We are tied. Wow, Newcastle's in the title race. I mean, we're only three games in, but what kind of team do they have? They have yet to concede a goal. Hopefully they keep that up. I would love a title fight with Newcastle. Okay, let me see here real quick. I'm very curious what kind of team Newcastle has. I do apologize about this. Oh, they finally got Ekatike. That is hilarious, to be honest. Okay. Andres looks like they're brothers. Chuck Weezy. They got in Patrick Vimmer and Dombele. Maximovic. They kept Elliot Anderson. They got Henriks. Chaletta Kerr, Leite. Wow, that's an interesting team for them to be. No Bruno. So they must have moved Bruno on. Interesting stuff, that. Okay, Leeds United. I am playing Trost for this game, and once again, I am playing Skinner. First of all, we are not playing in the rain. And you know what? I featured our home kits and our away kits. I'm actually gonna put our actual away kits on for this. And you know, I'll put the alternate on for Leeds. Even though they're the home side. Oh, I gotta change. I don't want to play in the rain. I'll do partly clear. I'll meet in the middle. I'll do partly clear. Because I do like sunshine. And you see Leeds' lineup. But yeah, this will be the final game that we play in this episode, and then we'll be going and taking on PSG and all that good stuff. As you can see, Kovalenko is the featured player here.
The cameras are fixed to one man. 3 goals.
Connolly has come good so far this season. I have not. I mean, he started off with that weird first goal against Arsenal, but I can't really complain. And you see Jack Charlton stand there at Leeds.
My name is Derek Ray, positioned here commentary gantry, and sitting next to me, ready to give you all the analysis, is Stuart Robson. I'm looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League.
I do see somebody.
It's Leeds United, and they take
nice header by Connolly.
No wonder they're jumping for joy.
To be fair, that was a good cross by Miyagi. But Connolly with an even equally good header to put that away and give us an early lead here at Ellen Road. A team that I did do a career mode on FIFA 21.
Harrison. Opportunity it is. An effective cross.
Probably be the last career mode I do with Alexander Isak, but that's a different discussion for a different day.
Wonderful to have that in your repertoire. So 2-0 now.
Okay, Connolly is proving to be every bit as good as what, well, except for that, but
Efficiency personified.
can anybody get the ball, please?
Well, something has occurred in the Leicester game. Let's find out exactly what, shall we? Alex Scott.
Yeah, it's a goal for Leicester City. It's now 1-0 with 10 minutes played.
Alex with the info as ever. And crossed in there.
Nice! That's a tight angle for Skinner to score. I'm honestly impressed. I'm going to have to check that out. And I do apologize if you hear the dog.
Well, here's the replay, and it all starts with the delivery into the box, just begging someone to get on the end of it. And
it looked like, why did 17 duck?
Certainly no stopping that.
I thought Miyagi would have had a piece of that, but apparently he wanted Skinner to score, so... Oh, let me get... I don't think they're going to let me switch. Crap. I think I fricked this up. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, we're good now. Please don't blow this. They do get a goal back through Zemansky. Suarez, Lamptey, and McAllister come on from Miyagi, Hill, and Caicedo, respectively. Leicester did go on to beat Blackburn. But yeah, beginning of next episode, we will be taking on PSG in the Champions League, which it seems PSG is becoming the new Atletico Madrid for me. It just seems like I cannot escape PSG, much like I can't escape Atletico. But we are going to go, and you know what, I'm going to play Skinner for this game too. As many games as I possibly can play for Skinner, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I am going to give the lad a chance here in the Champions League. Because he's been playing pretty good for me. To be honest with you, I like him more than I do Steamer. But we are going to sim ahead. And we'll be beginning things here. So, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. And we'll see you guys again next time.